Good afternoon. Welcome to our Lunch and Learn series. This is the Power Launch Tribe for Real Estate Agents Lunch and Learn series, and we'll be on every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Central, 11 a.m. Mountain, and 10 a.m. Pacific Time for our live Zoom presentation. So I am here with my co-host, co-founder, my wife, my life partner, Shamira Gambrell. What is your name?
Hi, I am Shamira Gambrell, co-founder of the Power Launch Tribe, and we are here today to kick off our Lunch and Learn series. And so I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about power and what we mean when we say the word power. So, we want for you to prepare. And so we're going to help to prepare with personal development topics. The O is to organize with business systems. Systems are essential in everything that you do. You cannot get anything done really without systems, right? The W is work, right? So we want to work with revenue producing activities. The E is about empowering your team to with proven success strategies. And our R is about reproducing, right? You want to reproduce the skills for wealth creation, accumulation, and preservation. And so you can see that right there on that slide. But that's just the gist of what the Power Launch Tribe is all about.
Yes, we want to put people in a position where you can launch your business with sweatless victory, being in a position where you can get your systems up and running, where you can understand what you need to do in order to be able to produce results as a real estate agent. A lot of times individuals are transitioning from other careers, and there is a learning curve. Not only is there a learning curve, there's also a lot of information.
Yes.
There is a lot of systems. There's a lot of emails. There's a lot of conversations with mentors and corporate, getting you set up, on the different systems. So we have all the tools that, we need as a real estate agent in order to succeed. So we want to be able to do that in a very powerful way. We want to do it in a way that will create less stress, create a scenario where you have the ability to, just get on the track and start running toward the profits, running toward the deals, running toward the closings and the things that you need to do. So here as a community, as a tribe, we're here to work together. We'll be communicating with you. We want you to communicate with us. We want you to communicate with each other.
For sure.
And bring some people along for the ride. So share, like, register, make sure that you sign up. You have signed up if you're on, but have people sign up. It might be someone that's just interested in real estate and want to understand a little bit more about the profession, about the industries, about the opportunities. Certainly invite them on. All are welcome, regardless of your affiliation. Everyone is welcome to join the conversation. So we'll be on every Tuesday with a topic. It might be 10 minutes, it might be 15, it might be 30. It will never be over an hour, but sometimes it might come close to it. So that is really, what we're looking to do, from that perspective. So today we really going to go through a couple of slides. We don't have an extended presentation for today. We're going to be talking about success mindset. So we want to really kind of help you ground yourself in what you need to do in order to really anchor yourself. And when I say anchor, you want to plant your flag. And the way that you plant your flag is a way that you need to do from a mental standpoint first, right? Everything starts from inside to outside.
Yeah, it's an inside out job.
It's an inside out job. And the first thing that you want to really establish is why. Why do you want to be a real estate agent?
Right.
If you knew what you knew before you knew it, would you really still want to be a real estate agent? Right. So the why is going to be very important because the why is going to be your fuel. It's going to be the driving force as you go through the peaks and valleys of building your business. There's going to be high times when you closing deals and when you're in a position where you are, having checks, cashed, and you have these closings and everything is going great. But sometimes the closing is going to fall through. Sometimes people are going to lie to you. Sometimes, people are not going to do what they said they were going to do when they say they were going to do it. So you don't want to be on a roller coaster as you are building your business. You want to have an understanding of the business, but you also want to have an understanding of why you are doing this type of process, this profession, and involved in this industry, which is very lucrative.
So, in terms of your why, here's the thing. You got to go beneath the surface level. A lot of people will say, "Oh, I want to do real estate because I'm going to make a lot of money." You got to get beyond the money. Money is surface stuff and it's up here. When you're doing your why, we just talked about it being an inside out job. And when you're doing your why, you have to really sit down and think about why you want to do this business because money's everywhere. Okay.
Right.
Money can be made anywhere if you know what you're doing. So, why do you want to do this? What is the thing that is pushing you? What's the thing that's going to make you get up and go out there and network with people when you don't really feel like it? What is the thing that's going to make you, do cold calling, go knock on doors, send mailers out, go to all these different trainings, get involved with your local realtor board? Like, what is that? And you have to examine yourself and figure out, okay, what is this thing that's going to push me? Because you need an intrinsic internal motivation, right? So, yes, everybody wants to make money, right? But at the end of the day, money is not going to be the sole thing that's going to push you. So, your why has to be beyond that, right? You want to make money, why? Because maybe the reason that you want to make money is the thing that's really going to push you intrinsically. But you got to look within yourself. You got to look at your life circumstances and figure out what that thing is that's going to push you and that's going to motivate you. So you're not feeling good today, but hey, you still got to get up, whatever, go to the gym, do your trainings, do whatever it is you need to do. What's that why that's going to push you to do that? That's the work that you have to do, right? Because that is a critical part of your success mindset.
And I know, for myself on my entrepreneurial journey, one of the motivating things, for me that I always kind of tap into when things kind of get a little rocky and in a position where I'm like looking at the front doors, like I got to go. I can't do this anymore, right? I made a promise to my grandmother that I would do whatever I could do in order to raise the level of my family. From a financial standpoint, from a well-being standpoint, and real estate for me is the opportunity to continue to honor that promise that I made to my grandmother. So when I don't feel like going to the open house, I think about my grandmother. And I have a turtle that she owned, and I got possession of it after she passed away. And it motivates me. It sits on my desk, and I look at that thing when I'm like, man, you know what? If one more person tells me that they don't understand how to make a payment, I'm gonna like pull my hair out. But then I think about my grandma. That's my motivating force, and then leaving a legacy, not only for my nuclear family, but an opportunity for the extended family, by blood and by choice, an opportunity and a pathway that they can actually get on in order to generate, wealth in real estate as well. So the second point is you might be trying to figure out what that word says. That is
Hungry.
there you go. That's a different kind of hunger, right? You have to be hungry. You have to be in a scenario where you are motivated by an internal desire, something that no one can actually give to you or do for you. I can't give you desire. I can't do it for you. I can show you what you need to do. I can, give you some inspiration. Hopefully, I'm not really here to motivate anybody. You have to motivate yourself. But if I can inspire you, I'm here, for that. But you have to be hungry, right? That means that if you were in the desert, out there crawling in the desert, and you hadn't eaten in 2 weeks, right? You're probably going to be really hungry. That means that when you get back to civilization, you're not going to go in there and turn on the TV. You're not going to turn on the basketball game. You're not going to go, and play on no video games, right? You're not going to do anything but go and get the nourishment that you need. You're going to go get some water and a meal, as soon as you can. So you have to have a hunger or burning desire in order to drive you through, because as Shamira said, it's money everywhere, right? And we have multiple streams of income. So that is a true statement. But if you're going down this path, you have to have a desire. You have to have some hunger in order to push you through the peaks and valleys of being able to build a business of this nature.
Well
That's
said.
well said?
Yes.
All right. On to the next point. Right. We know you're eating lunch or you're on your lunch break. We don't want to keep you. So we're going to get through these. So the next one is just really commitment. And what do you think about commitment based on the experience that you had onboarding, going through the licensing process and studying and all that kind of stuff? What would you recommend for folks?
Again, and I don't think we can emphasize this enough, that it really is an inside out job and you have to be committed. You got to be committed to yourself in order to be committed to the process, because it is a process, right? From studying for your exam to taking and passing the exam, and then onboarding with a brokerage, and just going through all those different things, and then also learning all the different systems, your particular MLS, and just all the different systems that are out there to assist you. You have to be committed. There's a lot of things coming at you all at one time, and you have to be committed to, structuring your time, strategizing about how you're going to use it in terms of, when you're going to, and I guess at some point we'll do something about scheduling.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right. And, how to run through your day. But that's important, right? Because you have to make a commitment in terms of how much time are you willing to devote to this endeavor, right? Into this particular aspect of your life, this real estate career. What are you willing to put forth? So it may be that 10 out of your 12 hours you're spending on real estate, right? Until you, get through that learning curve, or until you've reached certain goals that you've set for yourself. But again, you've got to be committed, because there's not going to be anybody, out here trying to pull you along or kick you down the road. This is not like working in a 9 to 5. Say you work, for local government or something like that, and somebody's waiting to see what time you clock in. They want to see what time you're going to lunch. They want to see what time you're clocking out at the end of the day and how much work did you produce that day. No, you are responsible for you and to you. So you've got to be committed to yourself.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So the next point here is one of my favorite, because I've been known to be uncoachable. I'll just say in my past life. In my current life, I am very coachable. So coachability in this industry, let me tell you, I have been in a situation where I've been coaching individuals. I mean, ever since grade school when I was playing Little League Baseball, right? I was coaching my teammates up, to be better players. But even from a corporate standpoint, as well as an entrepreneurial standpoint, I have been coaching and consulting, over 3 decades of my professional career. And I was so happy to have not one coach, not 2 coaches, but 3 coaches as I transition into this concept of real estate. Coaching is fun, is key, because my mentors have all of them 20 plus years experience, in the industry. And one individual actually has been in the industry for 40 years and generated over $1 billion in sales. 1 billion, B, I did say B, right? Not M, right? $1 billion in sales. So I'm not going to him saying anything. I'm going to him, ears open, pen in hand. Tell me what I need to do. Let me know how to do it. I'm going to follow your instructions. I'm going to give you feedback on my results, and I'm just going to listen to the next thing that you tell me to do. And whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to exactly do that, because I know that my mentors are not going to tell me anything that's going to hurt me. Everything that they're telling me is to improve my skill set, to improve my knowledge base, to improve my understanding. And they're looking to transfer knowledge to me and information to me that will allow me to take care of my family, right? Not only today, but in the future. So being coachable is going to be key. I didn't say be gullible. Don't do something that sounds crazy, right? But you always want to be discerning, in that sense. But coachability is going to be key as it relates to this particular endeavor, because it's not just about real estate, right? It's about CRMs. It's about personal development. It's about understanding relationship strategies. It's about understanding personalities, right? There's so much involved, and there's so many moving parts. You're dealing with attorneys, you're dealing with buyers, you're dealing with sellers, you're dealing with owners, right? You're dealing with your own personal stuff. You're dealing with your family, at the same time. So you want to be coachable and, put yourself in a position where you can short circuit your learning curve, from that perspective. So coachability is going to be key.
It absolutely is. And, keep in mind that we all bring something to the table from whatever we were doing in our past life before we got to real estate. But don't think that um, what you were doing before is enough for you to be able to like walk this walk. That's why it's important to be coachable, because this is different. This is a completely different industry from what you were doing before. That's like a doctor, so you're a medical doctor, and yes, you have a lot of knowledge, but now you're going into a career in law enforcement. You will bring some knowledge with you, right? But it's different. You got to be coachable. Real estate is a different beast, okay? And so it's important, yes, to bring along those gifts, talents, and abilities that you have that have served you well in the past, but your mind has to be open to being coached, to being coachable, and to learning, because this is really a different path than what you were on previously.
No doubt. So our next point and our last point is just the idea of belief, right? You have to believe. You have to believe in every part of the process, right? When you were sitting studying for your exam, your licensing exam, you have to believe that you're going to pass. You're going to have to believe that the time that you're putting in is going to be worth it, the sacrifice that you're making. And I remember sitting in front of these computers and looking at these books with the small print and learning new vocabulary and understanding, different legal terminology and phrases. I was like, man, this is the most boring thing I ever did in my life. But I knew on the other end of that, there was going to be a reward, and being able to pass, the two phases of that licensing, there was no greater feeling, because I can't remember the last time I had taken a standardized test. It's been like over 30 years. And I was like, man, I'm back in school, I'm studying. And not only that, I'm doing it self-paced, right? I'm doing it on my own time and my own dime. So you have to think about the belief structure or the foundation that you want to be able to set. It starts, at the beginning of that process, through the licensing process, through picking your broker, through onboarding with all of the systems. You have to believe that you're going to get an understanding. When I first looked at that CRM, I was like, oh my God, like there is so much stuff on the screen. Like, will I ever be able to understand it? But guess what? A couple of trainings later, little demonstration, by my mentor, I was like, okay, I got it. I got it from here, right? Because now it's just a matter of doing it and learning, as you're, doing. And that's really the way that you learn, by doing it. So you have to believe, in every step of that process on to like your first transaction. Can I really be a real estate agent? And then boom, you get that first deal done and you see that commission check pop up. You're like, okay, I'm no longer a real estate virgin. I got it going on. And okay, this is the first deal. Okay, one of like 500, 1,000, or however many deals that you're going to be able to close in the time that you're building your business. So that belief, starts internally. And as you really recognize that, you have an opportunity to now believe in yourself. You believe in your teammates. You believe in your mentor. You believe in the company as they're processing your transactions and paying you on time and giving you all the tools at a discounted rate. You have the opportunity to leverage the power of the group, the power of the team. And as you believe in that, now you can transfer that belief to your buyers and to your owners and the sellers, to the people that are going to be investing with you. So that belief process is ongoing and it's continuous, because after you close your first deal, at some point it's going to be 10 deals, and then it'll be 20 and 50. And then you're helping other people close deals. You're training people and mentoring other individuals. And now you're taking some of that revenue and you're investing it, in properties. Now you're an investor as well as an agent. And at some point you might go on and become a broker, and have your own brokerage, or maybe you're an associate broker, within a brokerage. But you have an opportunity to use that idea of real estate as a wealth creation mechanism, for yourself and for those individuals that are in your center of influence. And it really is a service. And I'll close with this on my part, and I'll leave it to Shamira to give her feedback. But I know that the last transaction that we did, and it was really the first transaction of the year, is that we were able to help a family that was renting a home that went into foreclosure, and now they have to vacate the premises, and they really need some place to live. And we were able to facilitate that deal that allowed them to take their 5 family members from a scenario that was really adverse and negative, and now they're in a position where they have some place to live. So you're doing more than just a transaction of selling a home or renting a home, or renting an apartment. There are people that are on the other ends of these transactions that need your help, right? And as you believe, then they can believe as well. And as they believe, it puts you in a position where you're not only serving yourself, but you're also serving the community. You're serving your local community. And then as a real estate agent, you can refer business all across the country as well as internationally. So it doesn't have to be limited to where you are geographically, but understanding that you think about it, hey, I'm gonna be a real estate agent, I'm gonna make some money, I'm gonna do some deals. It's about land, it's about, homes and buildings and things like that. But really, on the end of those deals and within those deals, there are people. And if you can keep that at the center of what you're doing, now it gives you an opportunity to connect with people at a different level and serve them, beyond just the transaction. And now you have a repeat business, client, their next home, their next deal, they're thinking about you. And there might be something that they might need help. They might decide, hey, I want to become an investor, or hey, I want to, be an agent as well, right? But all of that was planted, that seed was planted through the love and the care that you put in the process beyond just the transaction.
Yeah, so belief is critical. It is important that you have belief, but that's also one of the reasons that we have started this community, right? Because this is a place where, like-minded folks can come together, and, we can lean on each other, right? Yes, the belief has to be intrinsic, but it's great when you can hear a story like C just told you about us being able to help this family whose landlord went into foreclosure, right? And so we were able to help them, get relocated. And so it's good to be in a community of like-minded people that can help you. If your belief is a little low, then you can come in here and link up with us and with others, and get it where it needs to be. But it is critical, obviously, that it starts with it.
Fantastic. So we want to thank you for your time. We want to thank you for your energy, your attention, and again, go ahead, spread the word. And our book in the next quarter, in the second quarter, it should be available on a shelf near you. So you can actually go to powerlaunchtribe.com and get on the waiting list for notification of when the book is going to be published. And in a couple of weeks, we'll have our pre-sale information available. So we can also notify you about that as well. So go ahead, join us, go to the website. Once you register, you're a part of the tribe. And we will be sending information about the Facebook groups and the other social media platforms. And we have a big announcement that's going to be coming, in a couple of weeks. I want to say it so bad, like it's like at the tip of my tongue, but we have, man, what's about to go down is at a whole nother level as it relates to the community that we're creating, not only from the standpoint of us being able to do social media in a different way, but also the tools that are going to be available, for you. So excited about that. And we're right at about close to 30 minutes. I think that was good for the first
Absolutely.
one.
Absolutely.
So get back to your soup and your sandwich and your Starbucks.
Or your salad.
Salad
or your burger, whatever
you're doing. We advocate it all. So with that, thank you for your time, your attention, and your energy. C. Thomas Gambrell and
Shamira Gambrell, and we'll see you next week.
Sign it off. All right. And